Hey, everybody. Welcome to Three Fat Truckers, episode 92, released on March 9th, 2025. Look us up. Hit us up on the socials. We're on Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok. What else? Do we got a Blue Sky yet?
Yes, Blue Scope. Not Blue Sky.
Blue Scope.
Isn't it?
Blue Sky is the
Blue Sky?
social networking platform.
Yeah, that's the Liberal Association network that they're all switching to because they don't want to be on X.
Oh, is that what it is? Well, then
Elon's killing everybody.
Well, what are we actively monitoring? We're actively monitoring Instagram, X,
Facebook, X, TikTok, and Instagram.
I would dare say that the interaction we have on Facebook is more than all the others put together. So if you got to pick one, then go with the Facebook.
And if you go into links, isn't it? Links, that's part of Facebook's Twit. Isn't it Twit? I don't know. We have
an awful lot of Twits.
You're a Twit.
Twit, yeah.
We haven't got through the opening yet.
If we haven't thoroughly confused you yet, then you're clearly new to the show.
Just Google us, we'll find you.
Yeah, but I think Facebook is probably the best place to go because that's where you'll find the largest community that we've got online. If you so choose, you can email the show at 3ftpodcast.org. We will, from time to time, check that and read.
I checked it this week.
I'm right on it every week, buddy.
Steve is on it every week, so if you write in.
Because we're doing listener letters once in a while here.
And a pro tip, if you do not want the message read on the show, then say so. Otherwise, we will probably, because
just in case your wife listens,
Right, yeah, or whatever reason. Because we do read those on the show, and we love interaction with the community. So, yeah, do that. The website is 3ftpodcast.org. And as I said, you can comment directly on there. Show notes will be linked in the show's description, and that is true of the YouTube version as well as the audio-only version, no matter how you consume the show. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, oh gosh, everywhere that serves up podcasts, you can find Three Fat Truckers. I think I did a lot of work to try to make sure that was the case. We're your hosts. I'm Bill.
And welcome back to another episode of Dave Pissing Everybody Off.
This is Malia.
And Steve, good day. Enjoy the show.
Yeah, another fine episode of Three Fat Truckers as we slowly approach episode 100, and we still don't have a plan for what we're going to do with 100 because it seems like that's
like everything else. We'll fly by the seat of our pants.
Pretty much.
We got a plan. We just ain't told nobody yet. It's all in our
including me. I mean, nobody. Not even Dave knows.
Oh, I got one rolling around in there somewhere. But
the thing is, it'll be after the truck show. And
speaking of the truck show.
Truck show? What truck show?
Well, that would be the 2025 Mid-America Trucking Show in Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville.
What's the dates on that, Steve?
The 27th, 28th, and 29th.
Yeah. Booth number?
Come check us out at booth 38054. Check out our friends at Clean Fire at booth 13080. And check out Miss Kelsey Eckert and Associates at booth 38703. Friends of the show.
And by the way, you can find all of us in the South Wing. So
Clean Fire will be up in the North Wing, I believe.
They're in the North Wing?
I think that's where it's at.
Okay.
I found where the heck did it go?
We're all over the place down there. It's a big show. Walk around. We're by the front door and by the food. We're fat.
The food.
Well, with the
they
shirts
made sure of
picked,
the food.
With the shirts you picked, they can see those from a mile away.
That's right. That's why we do it.
Well, let me tell you right now, I have one of the Matt's sites up here. get all the booth numbers for all the vendors to make sure I had the right ones. And our countdown here, boys, is 18 days, 14 hours, 40 minutes, and 6 seconds.
I was going to post that on our page today. Yeah, because that's been
The countdown?
Yeah.
Well, it's still, 59 seconds, 39 minutes. It's
Yeah,
counting
it's
down.
constantly running.
Ooh, is that
Okay,
something I
50,
can put on our website?
Yeah.
Want me to try and
Yeah,
send
you
it to
can.
Nobody tells me nothing.
Well, I wanted to make sure I had the right numbers because
You
I
know
don't know
what
how
you
many
tell
times
me
we've
when
been
I
giving
tell
out
you-
numbers on people here, and I'm like, you watch, they probably give us one number that was transposed, and we've been telling everybody the wrong one for how many months. So I wanted to double check them. The only
Nobody's
one
gonna
you had
remember these booth
wrong that
numbers
you gave me
anyway.
the first time was our own number because you told me 58 and it's 54.
Well, what are you doing? What are you? Are you trying to say that our listeners are not hurrying up and grabbing their notepad and writing down?
Not while
the
they're
booth number?
driving.
Not while they're driving.
Yeah,
Well, they're watching YouTube videos while they're driving, according to
got your
Dave.
laptop there in the dash.
Or well, they watch them when they're laying
According to
down
Dad.
or resting. But who? Okay, so let's put this scenario out there. You, Eeyore, are gonna
Eeyore.
get up from your bed and grab a pen while you're watching a
You looking
video
for your tail to pin it back on?
as you're taking a break.
I still don't know why I'm Eeyore.
The
Because you
gray
wear gray all
sweatshirt.
the time and your mood is all like.
Well.
Well,
we-
my mood is like
Did-
that because I got to get this
did you
stuff
see-
going.
We do have an
you
Eeyore
did.
that works with us, by the way.
Did you,
We
Dave,
got
did
a
you
guy
see
that
one
talks
of the reels
like this.
where it's the guy that actually does the Winnie the Pooh voice, and it's him and somebody. Oh, the guy that does Megatron, and he does Winnie the Pooh, and they're doing this dirty skit back and forth.
Oh, Megatron. That is Hugo
That guy.
Weaving. Yeah.
It was
Same guy that
pretty
did Mr. Anderson
good. Is that what it was?
Who's Mr. Anderson?
from The Matrix. Nerd movie. You wouldn't know.
Yeah, I did see that. Bunch of green dots on a screen, I think. Or, yeah.
A bunch
That's-
of green
that's what you took away
dots.
from it.
Hey,
That's what I got
anyways,
from
you folks come to Matt's. We got a little bit of some extra swag this year. We got some air fresheners here. Look at that.
Of course, we've
Fat
still
Trucker
got
air fresheners. We
We got
some-
it.
maybe
We got
some
car
t-shirts,
trash
some
bags.
hats, some trash
still got
bags.
trash bags from 3 years ago. We're
Well,
still trying to pawn those
Them
off.
trash bags are the ones that remind me of Mike's Car Wash. Well, I'm not plugging them or anything, but what they used to give you because you still had window cranks on the doors. They weren't all electric, and you hung
Yeah.
the bag on the window crank. That's how you put your trash.
God, I remember that.
Well, there's actually some vehicles that have a little clip on the dash now that you can
Do they?
hang them. Yep.
Is there anything that comes out anymore? I mean, it's got to be a really, really cheap version of whatever brand of car it is. Is there manual windows still anywhere?
Mike's
I
last
doubt it.
pickup. Yeah, there is. Mike's
Was it?
last pickup truck was
What year was it? Though? I mean,
13, but he ordered the basic.
oh, 13. Well, that's been.
He ordered the basic, nothing, no, and you can still buy work trucks. You know, the white
Really?
work trucks.
that was
you
12 years ago, player.
I say 12, 11 years ago. Oh, it's a
Well, that's-
13. Oh, it's 25
That's the
now,
last
but-
person I know that bought a new truck
Oh,
that
new
had
truck. Yeah.
had window cranks from the factory. It didn't have floor mats. It had a rubber mat. That was it. Had nothing.
Well, I have you know, Dave, I almost joined the Jeep Club because I looked at not a Gladiator, but a regular 4-door,
Mm-hmm.
and they sold it before I went to look at it, and I'm thinking, dodged one there.
I shouldn't be surprised that you would try to cram your big ass in a.
No, I mean I
Something
had
like-
one a long time ago, but no, I don't want one of those. I'm wanting to get rid of my second pickup to get something to drive every day. So
Mm-hmm. So
because the 1 ton's not the fuel.
I
efficient.
used that for 7 years as a grocery grabber.
Your-
Run
your-
around
your
town.
Dodge that
Yeah,
one
my
ton?
dually, my 1-ton dually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You get that's why I like area respecting. We have a grocery store named Myers, but they build the parking lot for 1-ton dualies. They've got the
Oh yeah,
biggest park.
it ain't no fun parking. No.
Now you go to Kroger's, it's like squeeze. You need to take your shoehorn with
Well,
you.
if I am driving, there's usually always a trailer hooked to it. So
Yep.
it's like, yeah.
Take 8 spots away, and so. But yeah, we're getting ready for the match show. There's a lot going on this year. We'll probably throw a little bit, like Bill said, we'll put the countdown on our webpage. We'll throw a little flyer up there for you guys. And so you get a chance, come see us, come check us out. We got lots of, I don't know, it's going to be a little different. I did talk to one of our drivers yesterday, and he wanted me to remind Bill. And we did the truck show over in Lima, Ohio last year. And one of the guys was getting up in his truck, and he was helping his wife. And he was putting both her hands on her butt, trying to push her up in the truck. And we all lined up there and asked him if we could have a turn. Come to find out that's Zach's uncle in the yard there. He was telling me about it. He goes, I know them fat truckers. They're trying to push my wife's butt up in the truck.
We do need to sit. This is probably more for off there, but we do need to sit down and figure out what shows we're going to try and hit this year and when they are. Like you said, you definitely wanted to go to Goshen.
Yeah, we're definitely
when that
doing
is.
the
I'd like to
Goshen.
try and make that.
That's going to be. We're going to do a little specialty on that one too. So
But
don't know what yet.
what
but
time of year is that? I don't remember.
It's spring. It's one of the first ones.
I might just try and ride my Harley up for the weekend or something.
Yep. So it's got tons of everything's free. They have a big cookout for the day.
But
They
wasn't
have
you
a
wanting
truck
to do
show.
some cooking up there?
Yeah, but they don't.
They said no.
I don't. Well, they don't want me to step on the toes of the guy that's doing it.
Gotcha.
They're already paying a guy, and But I talked to him about maybe doing something the day before, and going up there because they do a big setup. Maybe doing dinner for them the day before.
For the people that's setting up.
Yes. So, but
Well, we're
they're-
nothing. If we're not anything, we're givers.
That is true. But I want to go up there. I'd like to set a tent up there.
Because I ain't no queer.
How does that have to do?
I mean, yeah. I mean, no.
We're talking about the Amish here.
I knew it, Dave. He's coming out.
He's coming out. But
Speaking of the Amish, the Powerball's up. Amish Powerball's up to 4 dozen.
4 dozen. I thought it was 4 dozen 2 weeks ago. Somebody must have hit it.
Somebody hit it and then it's back up
No,
again.
what problem was they dropped a couple. We had that.
On the way to the house. And you can't be dropping eggs this time.
That's what we call depreciation.
Oh, when I was coming around the curve to get on 41 there in Evansville, going into Henderson, Kentucky,
Yeah.
the other day, this was last Monday, on the side of the ramp, because it's a pretty sharp, cloverleaf style ramp, there was a case of eggs that had obviously flown off of a vehicle, laying on the
Or
ground.
somebody's
eggs everywhere.
playing. Oh, I thought he was playing a joke on you. Just set a box out there that said eggs to see who would stop.
No, there was cartons and then eggs and everything everywhere. Somebody lost. It looked
Why
like
didn't
I about pulled over.
I was going to say, I'm surprised you didn't. What is
Like
wrong with you?
$200 right there.
oh, dude, that had to be, and they were brown eggs too, so they had to be
Oh, really?
hundreds
Well,
of
those are
dollars
more
worth
expensive.
of. Yeah,
So
I just watched this thing about chickens on YouTube about the different kinds of chickens and who lays the best eggs and
oh yeah,
what kind to
we
get.
had chickens forever.
Yep, so,
who does lay the best eggs, Dave?
I believe it is a rever, if I remember. Chicken. It's the brand.
It's a red. There's a Red Star, the Rhode Island Reds. How many did it say they laid, Dave?
This one said it did right around 28 to 27 a week.
The best one is that they
said was the
will
most.
lay 300 a year. That's the
And
best.
so that's probably
Man,
then the
that's
next
putting
one
in the
bounces
OT.
back to
And
250 a year.
and it has a lot to do with their food and their environment and their activities and stress. So it
I
was
want
interesting.
chickens.
What I keep seeing is the meme all the time where it shows a dozen eggs and the caption at the bottom says, when you buy them discounted eggs at the farmer's market in Florida, and all of them are hatching little gators.
Yeah, they are. They look like the largest.
And all I can
chicken
hear is
eggs.
that damn, what's that one Cajun chef? I guarantee.
Fried
Anybody
and
here?
right?
Anybody here ever tried gator meat?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, it reminded me of. Lobster tail, honestly, because it was made
Usually
kind of the
everybody
same way.
says everything tastes like chicken. Have you ever had frog legs?
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that
You have-
kind
What
of
about-
rubbery.
I can't eat them anymore, Malia.
No, I don't eat.
What about
They make me
crawdads?
jumpy.
They make him jumpy.
What about crawdads?
Oh,
Have you
lots of
guys
crawdads.
You
Delicious.
ate the little crawdads, the little red ones.
You ever suck head?
No.
Yeah.
You've never sucked head? I've sucked head.
Well,
You
that's
don't have
just,
to. They got-
Steve's, you've sucked at.
They
haven't
got a
you?
little tool now. Have you seen that, Bill?
yeah.
It looks like a thumbprint machine. It's white. You put the crawfish tail in it and squeeze it and pull, and it takes the shell right off.
And I also
No,
seen
no
where they-
self-respecting Cajun will ever do that.
I'm on
Yeah.
agent. I just we're getting quantity, Bill.
Yeah, and then I also watch them how they pull the brown vine out too. They got their little special
I
way.
just-
On Vine, the old
Yeah.
I
bud.
just do that with my
Blood vein.
thumbnail,
Yep.
the old thumbnail method, or just eat it.
Well, at Walmart, you can buy a whole
I
bag.
can't
of
eat any of
crawfish
this
tail,
stuff.
Bill.
I'll get
Ready to go.
sick.
You don't like seafood, Malia?
No, I usually get sick when I eat
Oh,
it.
it's delicious.
Well, we didn't become
It's
three
just
fat
like
truckers
eating,
by not eating stuff we
pudding.
see.
Once you get past smell, you got to lick.
Ha!
Did you say hoodie?
I said putty. I was trying
Putty.
to be
Oh,
instead of saying.
Steve, yeah. So how was your week? How was
I'm
your
keeping
week?
it
this
clean there, you f bombers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I haven't
Yeah.
dropped any f bombs.
Yeah, we,
lately.
week? We got
The
a
Bible's right beside you.
lately,
Put your hand
lately.
on it.
So how was your week, Bill? What did you end up doing this week?
Well, I ended up taking a load of copper in a van trailer to a suburb of Dallas called McKinney, which is just close enough to call it Dallas, but just far enough away to where I didn't have to tangle with any of the bullshit that Dave had to tangle
Did you
with
stop it?
the other day.
Did you stop at Bodacious Barbecue?
And I didn't stop anywhere. I was in and out of Texas so
You gotta
fast.
tell me when you're in Texas. I'll tell you where to go.
Oh, I know where these places are at. I just can't be bothered.
I
most of the
found
time.
like 600 new places the way I went.
Oh, they're not new.
I went down to Sentinel, Texas this
Yes.
week, and those windstorms and the place was on fire. The town burned up. They lost 20 houses in the town. It jumped the
wow.
interstate, burned up the whole yard
Wow.
at SDI. I got there at 4 a.m. Chad was there the day before, and it caught on fire then. And they said it looked like tornado fire funnel clouds. They run him out of there real quick. Didn't even weigh him out. Just told him to leave. And then the power was out because it burned all the poles down, and they were falling over. But I got there the next morning at 4, and they finally let us in at 8. But it's wild. All
And
the fence posts were burning. You're just sitting there at the guardrails. They're sitting there still on
Bill.
fire. So
And before anybody goes and Googles Sentinel, Texas, he meant Sinton, Texas. S-I-N-T.
Oh.
S-I-N-T-E-N-I-N? That's Sinton. Sinton.
Sentinel.
I'll tell you what, Bill. It's pretty
Sentinel.
cool.
That's
This
another
state-
Davism that we deal with.
We love
That's
it.
right.
Mid America Truck Show. When you type in our name and the exhibitors, it pulls us up and gives our thing, and then you hit the little globe underneath, and it goes right to our website.
Yep.
Huh.
I told you guys we did all that.
We
I did
have
all that.
arrived.
And I just put there's a little star. You guys got to go in there and click the star. Get us some love here. I guess
Yeah.
somehow. There.
Also, can you read the booth of where's the craft beer booth?
Oh, I just got to type it in. What's it called?
craft beer booth, the free craft beer they're giving away.
Okay, let's see.
That's what I want. I had the booth
Well, I want to
number.
know where the food, like,
There's-
free breakfast. It was like one of the days, or
It
Yeah,
says no,
That's at the
craft,
hotel.
The craft beer says no exhibitors yet.
Well, they're doing it.
They've
It's
got a
not an
name.
it's not the.
Yeah.
It's not an exhibit. It's. Yeah,
Well,
I'd have to go back and read the email, and I'd probably delete. I get 5 a day from these people.
Here,
It's
here,
crazy.
Bill. Bill, type in this address in your search. You ready? All lowercase Mats, MATS 2025 dot smallworldlabs.com / dashboard. And that should give
Everybody
you-
out there listening, go ahead and
Yeah.
type
Get
in
to
like
it.
you said.
There you go. That should have that page for you with the countdown and everything.
Mats.com/what?
No, Matt's 2025 dot smallworldlabs.com / dashboard. It'll give you the exhibitor directory and the countdown, and then you can type in our name or anybody's name to see who's there, and it'll give you booth number, and you find it.
Yeah, I'll throw that up on the screen here just for theatrical effect.
Yep.
Let's see. Window.
For you on the podcast, sorry.
Yeah, go check out the YouTube. This is the page.
Type our name in the search there
Yep.
while you're there, Bill. Type 3FT in the search right there and hit it. Down,
Search.
right
Ah.
there. 3FT.
No
you
triggers
gotta
yet.
put three. You gotta put 3 fat truckers. Sorry. And there we are. Hit that little globe down there.
Where's our
You
logo?
should have completely played a prank on him.
Well,
he thought he was going to this, and then
Click
boom,
on that
something
star.
else pops
Click
up.
on the star. Click on the star. There you go. Now hit that little globe underneath our number.
Why don't we have a logo?
I don't know. It goes right to our site.
Yeah. You
I don't
figure out
know.
why we don't have our logo here.
They
What's
got
that,
it.
Dave?
I'm gonna.
It's in the book.
Oh,
Well, you all one need do is go
Cut
to our
paste.
website like this.
paste.
Go to our thing. Right click. save the image or copy the image.
where are we at on time here?
Oh, well, yeah. I guess it is time for a break. Gee whiz, got away from me again. Yeah. After the break, we'll get into a story here about. Yeah, Dave showed us. Dave's got
They
a
got
picture
it.
on the.
So,
Oh, you got a book? How come we didn't get one shipped to us?
because you didn't
Do
first
the
thing
info. Sign us
First,
up.
first thing is you buy them when you're there, and you didn't buy it. This is last year's book.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Well, okay,
That
but
doesn't mean we're in this year.
that doesn't explain this year's lack of. Anyway,
We're not there yet.
Flash up our sign.
10.
Yeah. Okay.
9, 8,
3,
7,
2.
6,
Yeah,
5.
anyway, we'll be back after this. Hopefully that'd be long enough so that Apple
I
Podcast
listened
doesn't.
to the one. I listened to one the other day, and they don't cut in till probably 8 or 10 seconds almost after we've went silent, and then
So
sometimes they're over top of us when we come back in.
Now that I can't do anything about, but the way it works is when I'm uploading this to
Yeah.
our service, it like shows me the waveform, which is like the visual representation of all of the sound, and then here's this like little space where we didn't say anything, and so there's no up and down, and then I move a rule line to put it
Yeah.
right there. And if we've got 15 seconds of silence and I put it in at like 7 seconds in, then yeah, you're going to get 7 seconds of silence before. But the whole thing of it overlapping, that's their fault right there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What do we got here? Trucking company.
So we do
I
have a
thought I
news
would-
article.
Yeah, I throw a little bit of news out there since we've been beating up on our buddies up north in Canada, and they can't make up their mind if we're going to tariff them or not. But I put a little love up there. Who smacked her mic? I put a little love up there.
Sorry.
So to see that Canadian DOT isn't any nicer than the U.S. DOT. What are you drinking there, Jack Daniels? For breakfast? You got a
Zero sugar, Jack Daniels.
That's for us fat guys that want to get drunk and not get fatter, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's awful.
It really is an alcohol drink.
Oh yeah. Jimmy
Yeah.
makes them too. I'm surprised it's
Oh,
got
my
Coke,
goodness.
Coke Zero in it. But
Coke. Yeah.
I was
And
kind of
coffee
surprised when I
water.
saw that, but it's flat. It's terrible. It's flat.
hey guys, squirrel.
Yeah. That's all right. Please drink responsible. Don't drink and drive.
Well, now the second
Don't
drink was
for
better.
CDL. So,
Oh yeah, don't drink and drive, folks. Come on. Why do we got to tell you that?
because they do.
Honestly.
So-
All right.
Bill, we'll let you handle this first story, and we'll let
Oh, okay.
Leah do the second one. So,
Well, the story that Dave's referring to is
There isn't a second one.
Yeah.
well,
that's fun.
he meant on the next show, and I don't know why he did that, Dave.
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 You gotta scold him like always.
Well, now I feel compelled. A little peek behind the curtain, dear listener. We often record 2 episodes at one time and then release them over 2 weeks. That way, you've got something in your player every weekend. We want to do more, and if we could, we would. If we were all retired, which someday we will all be retired, I hope.
You're working to the day you die, to the day of your eulogy. Trust me.
I'm really hoping Dave figures out how to.
He's got kids.
You still
I'm
got
still
a
drinking
little girl.
coffee.
The boys ain't sniffing around the door
Well,
yet.
I got coffee too.
So
I don't want through the coffee.
Okay, so trucking company and driver issued 28 tickets for more than $38,000 after overhyped crash into overpass. And this is dated March 7th, 2025. Wow, that is
How do you get 28
recent.
tickets? Just write them one friggin' ticket. You know?
well,
That does look pretty tall.
it does explain in there. Our buddy Bill, or our buddy Steve here, used to haul oversized equipment. The picture is a cat backhoe on the trailer and looks a
when
little tall.
When
And
I was looking through stuff for stories, I found one where it said in Oklahoma, a guy illegally, no permits, no escort, hauling oversized through a construction zone, was in between the barriers, and got stuck.
Yeah, that's why you get the permit so you know where the hell to drive.
All right, so this is dated March 7th by
Wimberly.
Wimberly Patton.
Is this CDL Life, Dave?
Yes,
Who
sir.
is this? Okay, CDL Life. It doesn't say that anywhere.
I robbed some of their shit this week, too. Or next week. I don't know.
A trucking company and a truck driver were issued more than 24 tickets and nearly 40. Oh, that's up to $40,000 in fines after a bridge strike crash in Edmonton this week. The accident happened on Sherwood Park Freeway at the 34th Street overpass after midnight on Tuesday, March 4th, 2025 in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. According to Edmonton Journal, a semi-truck hauling construction equipment collided with the 34th Street overpass in the early morning hours. The accident forced the closure of all lanes of 34th Street and halted westbound traffic on the freeway. The turning lane on the 34th Street overpass was still closed as of Thursday afternoon. This collision caused a lot of disruption for drivers throughout the day and nighttime, said Strathcona RCMP Constable Cherry Lee Smith.
Construction.
What does the RCMP stand?
Royal Canadian Mounted Police.
There you
Yep.
go.
This is an important reminder for drivers of big semis to make sure they have all their equipment set up for regulations so that if they're going through areas like an overpass or bridge, that they're following the required legislation for traveling on those roadways, unquote.
By the way, as you continue reading, read it like Canadians say. They don't say semi, they say semis.
Ooh.
I've
Gotta
got
get it right.
Hey, Dave, I had a semi once.
I'll go ahead and think about it. The
She's
Royal
just shaking her head. I thought for sure she'd chime in.
Think about it.
Think about it. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police issued 5 tickets for the incident. Those tickets require a court appearance. The Edmonton Police issued 13 tickets for a total of almost $25,000 in fines. 9 more tickets were issued to the trucking company for over $13,000 in fines. Wait a minute, the company got less than the driver did?
So
A
there's
final
the 30,
ticket was also issued to the truck driver for causing damage to the roadway. The ticket will also require a court appearance, and the driver could face fines equivalent to the cost of overpass repairs. The 5 tickets we issued require a court appearance, and the driver will be required to go back to speak to those, and that's when it will be determined what time of penalties will be brought forward, said Smith.
It ain't Ashley. Don't get on them.
Yeah. Well, they left out a quotation mark there, too. The total cost of damage done to the overpass and roadway has not been confirmed. Here, see, this... yeah, Steve used to do this, and he would call me and talk to me almost every day. And almost every day, I thought to myself, better him than me.
Can you bring up the picture?
I can.
Bring the picture up because I want to talk to Steve about it for a minute. And we'll let everybody see what we're talking about. I should have had it up while we were doing the thing, but I wasn't paying attention.
So there you have it.
All right, Steve. First things is I see one flag on the front of the trailer. Okay, so apparently they don't require a lot of flags.
Well, there's none on the marking the widest spot on the tracks hanging off of it.
No,
It's one of them excavators where the cab itself unhinges and tips down to make it lower.
it's a high cab.
The boom, and the boom should have been
Folded
tucked back up and
right.
under, not sitting on the trailer straight up.
Do you see the hydraulic hose all peeled off the top there, hanging down?
Oh,
But this is Canada, though.
It's Canada.
Is this after he hit it or before?
This is after. The bridge is right behind it. If you look in the mirror, you see the
So
bridge.
white and didn't rip off. It must have just caught the arm
boom-
and not the cab.
Yeah, the
because
boom
cab's
is
still there.
the boom is a little taller than the cab, but
Well, it was. I guarantee the boom's through the trailer now,
yeah,
like you hammer a nail, you know.
yep.
Well, you guys remember? I know you remember because the freaking road was shut down for quite a while.
Thank you, Bill.
The other company out of Indianapolis, I don't remember the name. I'm not gonna, even if I did, I ain't gonna say it. But that was hauling one of Omnisource's car crushers and had it running, going down the road behind them, and the jaws opened up for the load at the top and caught the overpass there on 465 on the west side of Indianapolis that one time, and it cost what they say, I don't know how many million to repair that bridge that they hit.
Well, do you
And
remember the
The
Omni?
pieces of concrete and shit that thing when he hit at 50 or 60 mile an hour, it landed on cars and shit behind him, and I mean it was just a mess.
You remember the Trumbull drum you went down to Tennessee and brought
Oh
back
yeah, I
from
moved that a
Omni?
couple times.
Yeah,
That
well, I had to move it from South Bend to Fort Wayne, where it's still setting now to this day. And that stupid conveyor belt that
you
folds
had to
up,
had to
that belt
throw
come loose
straps
twice
over
on-
and
Oh,
crank them straps for all you was worth to get that shit pulled in.
it was dragging the ground behind her. Had to stop.
Well,
and look at
when
her.
I pulled it to Kentucky, it was damaged. It had
Right, they fixed it.
it was in South Bend?
Yes, that's where.
Remember
it
where I
was.
got it at, but or no, it wasn't in South Bend. It was up there.
It was in Elkhart where you got it, wasn't it?
Yeah,
And took it to-
it was to where a dump trailer fell over on it. It was dumping by side it, and a dump trailer fell over on it and just mashed the shit out of it. And I'm toting it down to Kentucky and about to BFE to some hillbilly repair shop, and I get down there and the guy's like, well, "Why'd you bring the whole trailer? We just needed that part." And I'm like, I'd have gladly took that part off and put it on a flatbed to bring it to you instead of joting this whole friggin' piece of crap down here because the brakes would lock up or the wheels wouldn't roll. I mean, it was just terrible.
I ended up having to throw. It had a shaker on the tongue part, and I had to throw straps over it because the springs on the shaker was vibrating it on that. So, how was your
Well-
week, Malia? Did you have a good week?
Yeah. I had a
Did
good week.
How much ice cream and waffles you eat this week?
Just one.
And do you have a new
Was it this
sidekick now?
morning?
No, it was this week. My grandkids' birthdays were this week, so I had lots of breakfast desserts.
Sugar.
Breakfast desserts.
So, who's your new sidekick you got?
Oh, Link. He's a Great Dane Doberman mix.
Is he missing?
No, he's
Oh, she
Missing
rescued
link.
him.
Missing link. Get
yeah,
it?
I get it. Yeah, well, his original family named him
Put in
after.
the laughter effect,
That was
Bill.
smashingly good laugh.
Oh, there we go.
Yes, frightfully, dreadfully clever.
That's funny. No, he was named after a cartoon, I guess, which Bill, you should know the cartoon. I guess it's like
It's not a cartoon. It's a game. It's called The Legend of Zelda, and the lead character is a person called Link.
Did they play that at the bus stop?
I don't actually.
I was getting ready to say, I have no clue. I'm sitting there thinking of Bugs Bunny Roadrunner. I don't remember nobody Link.
Link.
But I'm a
I
little,
remember Legend of Zelda, but never played it.
I went to, you want to have some killing stupid times. 5 minutes I'll never get back. But I went on YouTube and typed in, or not YouTube, on Google, and I typed in 1970 Saturday morning cartoon lineup to see what all the cartoons were. Oh my God, I forgot about some of the stupid things we had then. It was terrible.
Really? I'll say a couple. Are you ready? Hong Kong Phooey.
I'm Kung Fu was one of them. Joni and the Pussycats.
Wonder
What was the
Twins
one?
Activate.
What was the one? The Arab one that would run around with a sword
Arab?
saying "San chop," try to chop people with that big Persian-looking sword with the
I don't
big
know.
curly pointy shoes.
Do you remember Grape Ape?
Yeah,
Rode a
great.
big
Huckleberry
grape.
Hound. Huckleberry Hound. Yeah.
Rode on the back of the car and he's like 18 times and a little dinky dog driving him.
Exit. Stage left already.
Leah's like, I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about.
There was a
Conjunction junction. What's your function?
putting out the bills so you can read them each month.
Oh, I don't know that song. I remember that one though.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Schoolhouse Rock. Can't miss.
Yeah.
That's all Gen X stuff here. So
Yeah. Well, hey, let's get into this thing here. Bill's always mentioning earlier that we listener letters.
Hey, look at that.
Write in, ask if you got a question or want us to talk about something, send us a message, email us, or on Facebook or Messenger or however you can get it to us. I'll usually find it. But this one, we have another one. I had one here a couple weeks ago. Remember what his name was now. Brain fart. Anyways, this
old
one
age.
is one of Bill's friends. And wait till I get to the end because you're both going to laugh because you're going to relate to this letter because I did as soon as I read it. And I think I told Dave about it too already. But well, here we go. Well, we have another listener letter. Look, guys, it's catching on. I can't say enough about our listeners. I'm glad they give us some input. This week we have a listener, Richie Workman. Richie's question was, what job did you start out doing when you got into trucking? A story he shares with us starts out when he was 19. He began hauling freight. And to back into a dock, he explains, he was scared because there was a truck on each side of him to back in. So he started to back up. He got out and ran to the back of the truck to look and ran back to the truck and backed up a little more and ran to the back again and finally got in the dock after about a half hour. Then the old guy beside him says, "Good job, son. You didn't hit anything. You took your time and you're done. You're going to do all right," he said. "Now that you got her in the door, pull back up and open your doors." He says he was so embarrassed but never made that mistake again. He says he's been pulling tankers now for the last 26 years. No doors.
Yeah, I was going to say he got rid of the doors.
Richie says he thinks everyone should cut their teeth hauling freight because it gets you into some nasty places to back into. Well, all I can say is everyone has forgotten to open the doors at least once. I don't care who you are. If you say you haven't, you're a liar.
Yeah.
As far as the nasty spots backing in, I'm sure everyone has a story of their own. I'll have the boys tell us the ones they remember from their travels. Thanks again for the letter, Richie. And if you have anything you want us to cover, send us a message like Richie did. Let's dive into this, boys. What's your worst spot ever backing into that you can remember or when you first started? Because I can remember.
Have to be first started.
Well, when you just first started driving truck, because everybody's nervous backing in. It was just starting out. I don't care who you are. You don't start out as a pro. I don't care what these old farts.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I've been doing this for 40 years. Well, the first 2 years you wasn't worth a shit. I'm gonna tell you right now.
I think the hardest dock I've ever backed into, and it wasn't when I first started.
Same here.
Everything was hard, no matter how easy it was. When you first start out, you're high stress. But that Cresco warehouse, the old Cresco warehouse at Fort Wayne, where you got to back, Kresge's, you got to back into a door,
blind side,
and your blind
depending
side.
What side of the building you're on, because they took that building and it used to be a drive-through dock, and they put a wall. So one side you had the blind side in, the other side you could back in normal. And but it was made for a 40-foot trailer, wasn't it?
Or less, maybe straight trucks to deliver to the stores back when that's what it was.
And when you put a 53 in there, you were just sort of cockeyed in there. It was terrible.
Yeah, because I had back when I used to go in there, I had it was a T600 Kenworth with just a regular size, I think 64-inch bunk. And 53-foot trailers, and I was picking up carpet pad in there because Fomex was using a portion of the building.
Mm-hmm.
This would have been about 25 years ago, 27 years ago, and I wasn't new, but it was that was probably the hardest one I've ever done. It's the one that comes to mind.
I got two of them like that. I got one recently that Bill's actually delivered to too. It's Albany, New York. We have to back into a dock that was built in 1870.
Yeah.
And it all depends on who's there is how bad this is. And I've been there when I've had one on both sides, and I had to put it between them. And there's 9 million baskets, and it was never built for our truck.
That's one of those places where the problem is that, for one thing, the docks are right up against each other. So if there's two trucks in each,
your doors are hitting.
You literally have your doors pancaked against each other, and there's a fence out in front of you, and they stack up a whole bunch of shit in front of that fence.
And reels and stuff all over the place.
Reels and totes and some other stuff. And you've got to negotiate all that. So, I mean, when you're experienced, it's kind of, oh, God, this is a pain in the ass. But I can see how when you're new, that would have been a terrifying dock to back into.
I got two places, and they're right next to each other. And they're two totally different things. We used to haul downtown up to Detroit, downtown, right off of Mack Avenue, where you're in the ghetto. And we would deliver to Better Made potato chips up there. They're pretzels. And they would have you back inside a building off of a 2-lane street with a little 3-foot sidewalk on each side with a 53-foot trailer. By the time you got backed in the door, your truck was blocking the street completely.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you go in while they're unloading you, and they'd say, "You lock your doors?" No. He said, "Better go out and lock them." Go out there. This guy walks up to me with the old style trench coat. "Hey man, you want to buy a gun? You want to buy some jewelry?" And I'm like, "Okay, no."
Was he wearing clothes under that trench coat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, did you guys ever deliver in the mines in Detroit, down underground? Where you
Not Detroit, but I've done that.
Post office I
Missouri.
have down there. I told you about that, having to pivot your trailer around the post.
Yeah,
But the
they
other
have
spot-
several of those.
Right there on Mack Avenue was right around the corner to where the Packer was. We used to take veal cabs down
car.
there, and you would pull the bolt rack trailer right up next to the building, and you would unload out the top. They'd flip a chute out of the second floor of that building down into your door, and they had a little billy goat that would come out. Seriously. Had a little billy goat come out into the trailer and walk through.
I was going to crack a joke about you, Bill.
And them calves would follow that billy goat right into the building.
Shut the fuck
to
up.
unload.
Hey. Language.
I didn't say nothing.
I didn't
Shut
see what money yet.
funny up.
Yeah, I don't like backing up.
Shut the expletive up.
I do my best to do a
Next.
pull in and out game.
Well, I remember because I went to school for this shit. And And I remember the mantra was that you backed out of traffic and out of all the danger instead of backing into it. So you always tried to think in terms of.
That would be great if the dock was on my front bumper.
For real though, I do remember now a place I went to in Brooklyn, New York, many years ago that they made the little bottles for prescription medications, and that was another one of those cases where you backed in and then your
That thing didn't weigh anything.
No, and they put them in bags and just big giant trash bags and just threw them in the trailer, and they had.
Well, I got one in Cleveland, Ohio. You have to back into, and it's one of them that you have to jackknife your truck exactly 45 degrees, and hit the dock. And it isn't that it's hard; it's being able to hit the dock at that exact angle because you can't block the front.
Bump and go.
Yeah.
Well, we have
Bump and go.
Tri-State Metals in Chicago where you got to back. It's an indoor dock, and you can't see shit until you're back in there. Because it's dark in there and you're backing in off of a busy street. And that's a customer we
I think
have
the
now.
worst one I had, Dave, was when I just pulled in the parking lot, no matter where it was, and just dropped my trailer and pulled away from it.
Yeah. That's what I do at Coke and 7-Up up in Chicago. Hey, can you pull that trailer out for me? Nope, can't do it. Done dropped it.
I mean, my low boy, I just would unhook and drop it no matter where
I know it. I know what you're talking about. But I've been to a few places I refused to do it and made them hook their yard mule up to it because it's like, hey,
No, it's when they have a drop trailer. You're supposed to drop and hook, and they got them packed. You can't even fit a guy between them to crank the dollies
crank
anyway.
the dollies up. Yeah,
so you
that's
hook
the other-
onto it, and hopefully it raises it up enough to drag the bitch out, or you're going to rip the dollies
By
right
the way,
off of it.
that's a new option they're putting on trucks now, where you can overextend your airbags to lift on the trucks now. That's a new.
And that's
Well,
just
you say
It's
that.
going to cause somebody to hit an overpass because they'll forget to put it down.
Well, that is true, but it's like everything else. We had a fine driver with the nice air tag on the trailer that you can lift the tires.
Oh, don't call him out on the show.
I would. I'm sorry. I don't even know him.
I'm
and
not
that's an
calling him
idiot.
out, but
That's an idiot.
he drove all the way down to Texas and forgot to put the air tag down. Now it was touching. It only had like 1,500 pounds on it, but the back axle was a little overloaded.
He was
I can't
putting
believe something didn't break.
48,000 pounds on one axle. I can't believe the bags didn't blow.
Or the
Well,
tires
okay, so
get
folks,
too hot.
I really have. I would not have imagined in my wildest dreams that I would have to say this, but folks, if you hook to a piece of equipment that you are not familiar with, don't just drive out the gate with it. Like
40 years of experience.
I've been driving 47 years. If it's got wheels, I can drive it. If it's got hair, I can ride it. You ain't got to tell me nothing. Daggum, I've been driving 47. Why are they all 47 years?
I don't know.
All these people.
Pride.
That's
They got pride.
That's pride.
I don't even think I've been
That's
driving.
what gets you. So
I'm
did he
only
get the ticket?
45
Did he?
years. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder how much it is.
2,200, wasn't it?
Something like that. That was.
So he quit, did he?
No,
I don't know where we're at yet. I don't know.
I don't mean to call the guy a dumbass.
Yeah, you do. There's no call for. There's no reason.
What
for
I
it.
mean to call him is a expletive idiot. I mean,
it blows my mind when you told me about that, and I'm like, oh. And then when you're saying, I'm not paying the ticket. The company's going to, well, bullshit.
Yeah,
That's yours, baby.
That is all stupid.
Yeah.
because you
$10.
can say there was a failure on the company's part to make sure this guy was properly trained. But in this line of work, there's a culture of making ourselves look like we are more than we really are. We like to talk like we've got more experience than anybody else. We've done it faster, made more money doing it, and we've just been out there a long time. For whatever reason, that's the culture of truck
So how
driving.
much money are you making? What are you getting paid for this trip? Huh? Are you getting paid a lot? I need to see. I always want to.
And people do ask questions like that, and
I think the guy that had that problem did once or twice.
yeah.
You got $20 I can borrow.
We're at the end of it though, guys. That's the show.
That's the show.
That's the show.
Slam the door on me, throw me to hell out. Date's over. Get out.
Let me drop this on you. folks, it will cost you nothing to hit the like button on the YouTube if you are consuming the show that way. If you're not consuming the show that way, go do it anyway. All you gotta do
if
is
you just go there to look to see what we look like, hit the like button and leave.
hit the like button.
You might get scared, but yeah, hey.
You don't
Melina
have to sit
smiled
there
for
and
you.
watch the whole thing, but and if you really want to help us out, hit the like and subscribe. I'm talking about the YouTube, of course. That really will help us
Like
out a
and
lot.
subscribe.
Yeah.
Yes.
But other than that, you can continue to consume the show on any
And
platform
also
you
throw
want.
your likes out on Facebook if you see us post on TikTok.
Yeah.
Go ahead. It all helps. It all helps, keeps everything moving from Instagram to TikTok. And so I've let everybody down. I've only done a couple in the last couple of weeks. I've not been on top of it, but been a little busy. So
Yeah, because
Well,
I
I
can.
need the sign-in info for YouTube because I'm ready to put about 300 on there.
Ooh.
there you go.
So yeah, folks, I think I'm speaking for everybody when I say that the making the show and being a part of it and interacting with you folks has been the highlight of my life, and I'm not exaggerating. It
wasn't the birth of his children or nothing.
I've done that
Is it a
5
toss-up?
times.
Is it a toss-up?
It's already he's already been there and done that.
Done that. It's time to move on.
We're on the replacement ones too. So hey,
Oh,
And remember, 2.5 weeks, guys. If you're at the truck show, make a point, stop and see us. We're gonna
stop
be
and
there
see us.
too.
Talk to us. We love
Yep.
interacting with you folks and hearing.
Especially our foreign gentlemen that are truck drivers. We get
yeah, I
such
love
a kick
talking
out
to
of
the
this.
guys.
Oh,
We had
yeah.
the ones
Yeah,
last year from London,
And Switzerland
and they just loved
Australia.
us, man. He's
Yeah.
like, oh. And then they're trying to say, well, they're all patting their bellies. Well, we're fat truckers too,
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh,
Jeez.
Yeah, we weren't fat enough for some of those guys.
I
were we?
know it. They said, you guys not fat truckers.
it's when you see the guy pull up on the scooter, like looks like he's from my 600-pound life.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, you got me there, bud.
I'm dating 1,000-pound. So
1,000-pound what, Dave?
I'm not going to say it. I'm being nice. Fat trucker.
Yeah, all right. Like we said before, hit like and subscribe on the YouTube. Hit whatever. I think Spotify is the only other platform where you can.
That's where I get it usually.
Yeah.
Here.
Do they
Thought
have
you
like
were on
a
high.
like button on the episodes with that? Or
I don't know. Mine just automatically download. I'll set the download so I can listen to them.
okay, so Apple Podcasts is the only one that I know that actually has that concept of like and rating and all that stuff. Every place else doesn't really.
Well, let me look.
Not all of them on Apple do. It depends on the show. Some shows do, some shows don't. So I have learned that. But
So anyway, we will be back next week. Until then, I've been Bill.
and still your old pain in the butt. Date's over. Get out, Dave.
Oh my. I'm Malia, you guys.
We're going to make the next show more about Malia, we promise. She just kind of
No.
sat there the whole time this time.
We need to get her behind the wheel.
Yeah, we're
this
going
has
to get
been
her.
Steve. Thanks for stopping by. Have a wonderful week.
We'll see you, folks.